Hey there, how are you today? This video is really hard to make because I feel really vulnerable making this, but I want to start making videos that does scare me because that means I'm challenging myself more and more. And the thing I want to start doing is doing a weekly vlog. Now, I don't have a fancy life. I'm not a teenager or in my 20s with like fashion brand sponsorships and stuff, so it's not gonna be like, oh, look at my wonderful beautiful life with my candles and succulents and fairy lights. No, it's not gonna be like that, I'm afraid. But I wanted to vlog about my art journey. For the last, I'd say, about 6 months, I've been on this massive sidetrack that I've thoroughly enjoyed, which is about learning about paints. It has been an amazing experience and I've really enjoyed it, and I've learned so much about paints. And that's not going to stop. This channel isn't going to stop producing videos about paint. So if you have been following this channel purely for learning about paints, don't worry, that's not going to go away. That's still going to happen on a weekly basis. But I want to start doing a vlog about my art journey because I have to be honest and say that as much as I've enjoyed and as useful as it has been to learn about paint, it has kind of got to a level where I know I'm using that as an escape from learning actually how to paint. And despite knowing a lot about paint, I don't really know much about paintings, and I'm starting to feel that gap between how much I know about paint and how much I don't know about painting, and I want to start closing that gap a bit more. And I know I've been needing to do this for at least a good 3 months, that I need to start learning to paint more again. And I've been putting it off because it's really easy to do that when you have a full-time job. You know, as you know, my full-time job is making these videos for you guys and making watercolor paints, and that is a pretty full-on job on itself. It's definitely a full-time job. And if you have like full-time or even part-time work, or even if you are suffering from like chronic illnesses, I'm sure you know that it's really hard to find time for making art when you're trying to juggle just life and living and work and earning money and getting better and stuff. And I'm going to be honest with you and share with you all my trials and tribulations and all the ups and downs, because I think a lot of you go through this as well, because I want us to have conversations about the whole journey of learning to be an artist and learning to paint and studying it and trying to find your own art style and all that stuff in real time as I go through them, so that you see that becoming an artist isn't just like Instagram thing where everything's perfect and everyone knows their style already and stuff like that. No, it's not like that, and I want to share that process with you guys. So that's the summary of the kind of thing I want to start sharing on the vlog, and it feels really scary to do it because like I haven't painted in months, so I don't even know what kind of painting I'm going to be sharing with you. Pretty poor, I think it's going to be to start off with, but we'll see how it goes. Today I actually have to film a video first. It's going to be the art haul video that I think you will see before this video comes out. And then I need to film another video that I filmed yesterday, but then the film corrupted. Yay! So I have to film that again today, I think. Maybe tomorrow, I'm not quite sure. And then I'm feeling like pressure to make some paints because my next launch is coming up in a month or so. I'm thinking, even though I feel this pressure to be producing watercolor paints because that actually directly leads to earning some money for myself and pay the bills, I think I'm gonna try and prioritize doing something, painting something, learning something this afternoon. Yes, I will go and make my videos first, and I will speak to you later. Bye! So I filmed that on Saturday. It is now Tuesday, so Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I didn't create anything. I didn't paint or draw anything. I think I could say that, oh, I was really busy, which I was. At the same time, I think those are excuses, and yeah, it's just I have to be honest and say that I haven't created in the last 3 days because I've been battling with a huge load of resistance, and I think that's a really common thing, especially when you haven't created anything for a while and you're trying to get back into it. It's too easy to delay starting that process because, well, you know, you haven't drawn in ages, so it doesn't matter if you don't draw for another day and then another day and then another day. And it's really, really easy to say, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I know I set myself to do this, but hey, I've got paint stimulant and all sorts of other excuses that will crop up way more easily than, hey, you need to paint. The other thing I realized was that I was setting myself up to just do a big painting first, which is actually really, really intimidating, as I found out over the last 3 days. I watched a Sterling Edwards video on like doing a piece, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. And then as I watched, I could literally feel my like willingness to give this a go drain away slowly. Like each step he added was like one step further back for me, away from doing this painting. And so I'm going to break down the process of getting started in creating paintings again and go, okay, like I'm a bit too intimidated to do a piece at the moment, and I'm feeling not very confident about my drawing because I haven't drawn in a while. So what I've done is just put getting into painting aside for now and focus on getting back into drawing first. So I've signed myself up to like a really beginner drawing course. It's a drawing course by the sketchbook school, which I've never studied with them before, but they kept cropping up on my Instagram and they looked like fun. And right now what I really need is some fun in getting back into doing art. And so today I am gonna do the first lesson and see how it goes. So wish me luck. Bye! So I just finished doing the copying exercise and it was really, really enlightening experience. As I was drawing them, I was more aware of all the resistance that I had been carrying with me that had stopped me from drawing anything for all this time. One of them was it's gonna take forever, so I had to copy 6 images, and in my brain I've blown it up to that's gonna take at least an hour, if not 2 hours. And in fact, it took me 9 minutes. So I was like, right, so that wasn't right, was it? The second thing I noticed was while I was doing the copying, obviously you make mistakes. And when I made mistakes, I panicked. I was like, oh no, I'm on camera. And in that moment, 2 things happened. One was that I realized just how scared I'd been about drawing on camera. I definitely had this resistance about, oh, you know, if I draw badly, what are you guys gonna think? What, you know, and if I was terrible at drawing, maybe I would lose subscribers and maybe you guys won't trust me so much in talking about art. You know, maybe what I say about like things that I do know a lot about, like paints, won't mean so much if I can't draw, because, you know, how can you be an artist if you can't draw? This is all the things that like I don't necessarily believe in, like when it comes to other people, but for me, it just like, yeah, totally, like all those negative misunderstandings about artists were like ringing in my head. So it was really interesting to A, realize that that was a resistance point, and B, to carry on doing it on camera even after I made a mistake. And the second thing I realized when I made that mistake was when I made the mistake, I panicked. I was like, oh no, I did it wrong. What am I gonna do? I will have to scrap it and blah, blah, blah. And then I went, no, it's fine. It's an exercise. Yes, it's on camera, so it's a little bit embarrassing, but it's not the end of the world. Nobody's gonna die. And it is just an exercise and you don't have to get it right. And so I carried on drawing, and then I realized, hey, but this is what drawing is all about. The mistakes are part of it. If I hadn't drawn that thing, it wouldn't have had that mistake. So if you work that backwards, that mistake shows I existed, and that mistake shows that I'm the one that drew it, nobody else. That made me think like, well, maybe I do want to embrace mistakes in my drawing and maybe don't see it as a mistake anymore and see it as like a characteristics of my painting. Trying to start incorporating my own characteristics and my own process into the drawing and painting rather than going, oh, that wasn't right. I think saying, oh, that wasn't right and oh, I made a mistake is a really bad place for my brain to be in. And I'm sure just going, no, it's fine, it's part of who I am and it's totally cool, is going to be a lot healthier way to think about things.
Hey guys, it's Wednesday, and as you can probably hear, I've actually just kind of lost my voice. I'm just totally realizing how fake my voice sounds, but it's not. This morning I woke up with the voice gone, my nose hurts, my face hurts, and I have temperature and everything. So I'm taking the day easy in bed because I can't really do anything else at the moment. Being ill has given me some time to just chill, and for the first time I'm actually drawing like in bed, chilling, which I don't tend to do. Like, I wasn't one of those kids that just drew all the time in their bedroom or whatever, but I'm kind of enjoying it. So let me show you what I've been doing. So this is the sketchbook that I'm doing the course of the drawing course in, and this is what I did yesterday, and today I did more of that course. This was like mirror drawing, more mirror drawing, and then copying like what they drew onto the sketchbook. This was the exercise in which you draw upside down, and it looks like that. And so that was okay. And then you're supposed to draw bicycles from memory, and what I realized was I totally utterly cannot remember what a bicycle looks like. It's been quite a while since I rode a bicycle, so it's been really hard to remember like where the seat goes and what happens with like this back end. Like, as you can see on most of them, the back wheel is just floating and stuff. But it was really good because the follow-up lesson from this was the whole point is that you don't really remember exactly where anything is, and so you should spend more time looking and checking everything than relying on your memory. After doing this, I watched some more of that class, but I was like, you know what, I just want to draw, just have fun drawing. So I started drawing in this sketchbook, and I just pulled up some pictures I really liked from Instagram and started drawing them. So this was Egon Schieler's painting that was on Instagram, and I just did like a master study of drawing the outlines that he created, and it was really interesting because I learned that he uses like different weights of line to emphasize some shapes that aren't necessarily the outline, but like he uses this middle line really thick so that it kind of really pulls the drawing in, and so that was really interesting. And then I drew this bird, which I think is called a pink warbler, and I drew his eyes way too big. It looks like he's on drugs. And then finally, this was a photo that Eve from Eve Bolt had took on Instagram of this black cat's butt, and I thought it was really cool, so I gave it a go. My mind was getting quite blurry by this point, so I made lots of mistakes, but I'm kind of just glad to have drawn something that looks reasonably like what the photo did. So as I said, I haven't really drawn just to chill, but it's actually turning out to be really nice, and I'm really glad that I bought these small sketchbook things so that I can draw like while I'm in bed and stuff, and hopefully I will draw more. I'm enjoying the course. It's making me kind of have a bit more relaxed view of drawing again, which is really nice. So I'm really glad that I am starting again from zero and building my confidence back up in drawing. Hello, I'm still ill. It is day 2 of being in bed laid up with a cold, and as you can probably hear, like, my voice is a lot better, but like the fog I have over here in my head is a lot worse. So I'm a lot more foggy today than I was yesterday. So this video is probably going to have a lot of cuts while I try to string up sentences. Today is Thursday, 4th of October, and around about the 3rd or the 4th of each month, I like to get all my Patreon rewards sent off. But because my head is so foggy and I can't think straight, I'm having to put that off till maybe earlier next month, not next month, next week, when I can think more clearly to make sure I don't make any silly mistakes in packing all the rewards to the right people. And thankfully, my Patreons, you guys have been so gracious in letting me just rest up and be ill for a little while, but I will get the packages to you as soon as I can. So one upside to being ill is that I've got a lot more time on my hand because I don't really have the energy to be sat up at my desk in my studio and stuff. So I've been doing more learning and drawing. So let me show you. So this is the little sketchbook, and you saw that one yesterday, and after I filmed yesterday's video I ended up drawing this, which I think is a pottery studio in Scotland. I just saw the house on Instagram and I saw it was adorable, so I decided to draw this. And this is really the first time I've actually drawn like a building, and I really enjoyed it. It took me by surprise. Then this morning I actually drew this one, which is a little tiny house. So since I really enjoyed drawing the house in the previous page and I really love tiny houses, I thought I would draw this. Now, as I said, my nose is a bit more stuffy and I think my fever is a little bit higher today as well, so I'm really wobbly, which meant that like the lines are really wobbly too, but it's fine. I can live with it. It's a sketch. And then since I've really started to enjoy drawing buildings, I thought I'd sign up to Sketchbook School's urban sketching course. By the way, I'm not affiliated with the Sketchbook School at all. I just saw them being advertised on Instagram and I'm just giving it a go because I don't really know what to do in a sketchbook, and the classes look great for teaching me how to enjoy myself in a sketchbook. So one of the exercise was to do a spiral drawing where you pick something in the middle to focus on, and then you just like work your way out around that main thing and not really worry about the composition or layout or anything like that. And I found a picture of the Royal Mile in Edinburgh, and this is the Adam Smith statue. He's an economist. That's his statue with St. Giles Cathedral in the background. If you have seen the Avengers Infinity War Part 1, this is where like Scarlet Witch and the other dude, what's the other dude? I can't remember. Jarvis guy has a fight with the baddies and they like fight over here and stuff. So I did this sketch doing that style of the spiral drawing, and I found it interesting because I kept flipping between two styles. One was like the more confident, just draw the line, down and not worry too much about where it's going or how wobbly it is. And the other style was this sketchy, not really confident as to what I was doing. And I kept feeling myself going between the two. I think what I really want to be able to do is to draw confident lines and just be able to handle the wobbly lines, because like this bit is really wobbly, but I was confident when I was doing this. So I like it. I like that it's wobbly, you know, but it's confident. Whereas the church, I had a lot of problem with because there was a lot of details and my confidence started to wane, and I don't like how the church turned out. So what I'm going to try and do is trying to stick to the more confident wobbly lines, even though, like, psychologically speaking and emotionally speaking, it's really hard. It's so hard to like just be brave and put that line down. It's much more comfortable to draw lots and lots of sketchy lines and then do one line to like darken it. But I love this feel so much more, so I'm gonna try doing that.
So that's it for this week's vlog. I hope you're enjoying this new style of video. I don't know if me sharing all these small details in what I'm experiencing in my art life helps or not. So do let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see more of this. It's definitely been great fun to make these, and it's been an excellent way to make sure that I like do a little bit of learning, a little bit of creating each day, because I'm like, oh, I need to film something for the vlog. Okay, let's learn this bit. Okay, let's draw this. So it's been great for me creatively to make these videos. So if you guys like it, then I will definitely be up for making this a regular thing. So yeah, that's all from me. Thumbs up this video if you liked it. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.